On the flip side today, you got Morgan Stanley cutting Alcoa and some iron ore names and saying that coal prices are unsustainable, mostly because of the risks, in their words, of a stagflationary shock.
Yes. I find that I did a piece about the fertilizers the other day, and there it may just be an actual issue having to do with Ukraine, but those can still go up. But I do think that you're on thin ice if you're going with heavy commodities right now. But there's no international nickel like the old days, letter M, where you could sell it. But I don't like Alcoa's had such a big move. What a shame that Alcoa split with Arconic, because Arconic has to go in the spot market and buy aluminum. That was dumb. But I do really like the steel complex. Because it's funny, we never talked
Nucor yesterday on the heels of that UK deal.
I thought that Nucor would get hit hard because there's always been a belief that the Chinese find a way to get their steel here through whatever country. But people are quite confident it's not going to happen. The Nucor numbers, when I had Mr. Topalian on, and he was talking about how the numbers could be twice what the street's looking for. Well, that's turning out to be true. That stock is still very, very cheap on the numbers. And remember, they have specialized steel. People forget they use scrap, so their raw cost is good. They have a lot ESG. Theirs is the best steel to use. So if you're a user of steel and you're trying to get a better ESG profile from Wall Street, you have to use Nucor steel because they have the cleanest and they're the biggest recycler in the world.
Nucor definitely in the top 10 of S&P gainers this morning, along with Freeport and Match and Tesla, some of the names that we've mentioned so far.
Look, the market's being kind of rational. Copper goes up by FCX. Look, I think Tesla is a remarkable. I'm trying to get Elon to come on. That is not panned out.
Best of luck.
Yes, I'm not stopping, though.
Every now and then, I remember a couple times on the Barron conference he came on, but half an hour later than we expected, but we made it.
Well,
back in the old days.
When he got the Person of the Year award in Time Magazine, I thought for sure maybe he's going to start becoming more media friendly. But not yet. He likes to meet. If I were Gary Gensler here and he were there would be sparks flying. But I think he's remarkable. I like Jensen. I like Elon Musk. I was at a CFO conference last night. It's CNBC sponsors, which is just remarkable. And the firepower, the mental firepower in the room versus, say, when I got in business, let's say 40 years ago. These people are really much more on top of their game. And I wish the president would become more confident and comfortable with speaking to business people, because business people are much more of a force of change than he may realize. They're trying to do what's right on ESG. They feel snubbed. They feel very snubbed by the president, and don't understand why the president doesn't want to sit down with them and talk about how to do good things.
Right. Yep. That's definitely it is a sea change from the days of the prior administration, where you had roundtables almost weekly.
That president was, he was telling people that my best friend is, and people who didn't even know.
Right.
That's good.
Darden today, another miss along with KBH. Comps miss, revenue miss. I guess what do we make of some of these consumer names that are less than stellar quarters?
Well, I thought that Darden actually, given the circumstances, did a pretty good job. I think that what people are afraid of is that these were the last good numbers now that gasoline's going up. And Darden used to, when Mr. Otis was CEO, it correlated very well with gasoline. But I've got to tell you, ever since Gene Lee came in, if you're selling stocks with gasoline, Gene Lee's very smart. And there's not been a big correlation with gasoline since Gene Lee became CEO.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the futures curve for gasoline implies a return to $3 by Labor Day, which I know nobody believes, and who knows, maybe it is folly.
Well, look, it's like when you go and speak to these oil people about why aren't you drilling more? The first is they want to turn capital, but the second is they say, well, you look at the futures. They're saying by the time the oil comes to the market, we'll have ruined our margins. So, look, I'm telling you, I'm so glad at this very moment that I do not run an oil company, because those people, their heads are spinning worse than Reagan in The Exorcist.